Anthony, congratulations. You've just been called up to the England squad for the first time. How does that feel?
Words can't really describe, to be honest. Relieved. Obviously, you sort of have a little chance maybe, but just finding out for that first time, such a relief. It's what I've been working my whole life for, really. So to get to that point, just incredible.
How do you find out? Do you get a little inkling before? How does it come about?
No, I didn't. To be honest, I was thinking maybe would I, and that was just enticing me even more, and it was building the suspense. But I found out just about an hour before training through a text message. So I just told a few of the lads, and then I was just over the moon.
Where's that text message come from? Is it from the FA or from an agent or?
Yeah, from the FA, from Ruth, the players liaison. And I just remember reading it on my phone. I was just all the feeling about for the past 2 days where I've been so nervous just drained out of my body, and I was just over the moon.
And those nerves must have been added to, obviously, on Monday night when Gareth Southgate's in the crowd and you get an injury. I mean, tell us what the last few days have been like, physically, mentally, emotionally.
Yeah, really up and down, a bit of a weird couple of days. Was obviously looking forward to that game so much, and it was a big opportunity for me. Monday night football, two teams who were sort of fighting each other at the minute. It's a big occasion, and I knew that. And then obviously in the game, I picked up a slight injury, which made me panic a lot at the time with my knee. You don't mess about with your knees in football. So when I had them feelings, I was just praying that it was not serious, and thankfully for me, it wasn't.
Yeah, it looked really bad, but then after the game, you just walked normally, no crutches or anything like that. At that point, were you sort of feeling a little bit more comfortable with it?
Yeah, so the day after the game, I come into training and it didn't feel bad at all, really. It hadn't swelled up, and usually with the knee, if it swells, it could be a bad problem. And it didn't swell, so I was really confident in that. And I know my own body, so I sort of knew at that moment that I was fine. But just in the game, when you're getting certain shooting pains and stuff, it can really upset you. And like I said, it made me panic a lot.
You say you've been working towards this throughout your whole career. What does it mean? I mean, I remember speaking to you back in September, and you sort of said it's something that you've dreamed of since you were a baby.
Yeah.
What does it actually mean to you now to be sort of so close now to pulling on those three lines for the first time at senior level?
It actually, like I said before, it actually is hard to describe, because we do, as footballers, chase this dream from the age of 4 or 5 years of age, and like every day of your life is sort of heading to achieve this dream. And the closer and closer you get to it, you just want it that bit more. And thankfully, I've managed to get it, and it's just a massive achievement for me. I'm so happy. I couldn't be any happier at the minute with how things are going. But ultimately, I don't just want to be called up for this camp. I want to stay in the England squad.
And that's the thing. It's obviously right on the eve, really, of a major tournament as well.
Yeah.
Does it feel like a really good time to be getting that first call up?
Yeah, definitely. Right before the tournament. But like I said, I've never dreamed of being someone who just plays for England, and that was it. That's not my aspirations. My aspirations are to have an impact on the England squad and hopefully be part of a team that wins the tournament, because the team we've got, the staff we've got at the minute is like second to none. So I don't see why we can't do that.
Now, if someone had said to you 12 months ago that you'd be sat here talking about a first call up for England when you'd sort of had a fairly slow start to life at Newcastle, what would you have said then?
It would have been probably a little bit of disbelief, but also, like I've said on numerous occasions, I never doubt myself. I always back myself no matter what's going on in my life. I always knew I'd get to this point. It was just a matter of when, because I know how hard I work day in, day out. I believe I can overcome anything that's put in my way. And even though I started slowly, I had a dream. I had belief in myself that I would get to this point. So I would have told you that you're right.
And when you made that move from Everton to Newcastle, you wanted to make the next step, really, I guess. To what extent do you feel like you've done that through your hard work, through everything that's happened?
Well, that was the point of the move. I felt like I was ready to take the next step. This club was perfect for me, and it's just turned out better than I probably ever dreamed it could. The connection with the fans, the club, the players, the manager, it's just gone so much better than I think any of us ever thought it would. But I think when you talk about taking the next step, I've come leaps and bounds to where I was when I first joined, as a person, most importantly. But obviously, the stuff people care about is as a player. So I think that's pretty obvious to see.
Yeah, the stats are there for all to see. But what else have you added to your game?
I think everything. I'm better at everything I was when I came. Being more trustworthy with the ball, my decision making, my defensive output, and me running. Some of the stats this year have been like so high. I probably could have never achieved that if I wasn't playing for this manager. So he's given me the opportunity to go and really excel and push all the attributes I've got to the very limit. I've still got a long way to go, but he's allowed me to shine in my own skin.
And again, after that Chelsea game last day of last season, you sort of said it yourself, didn't you? You said, I'm going to go away, I'm going to come back better than ever. And you did that with England's under-21s first of all. But then did that feel like a real sort of pivotal point for you in terms of winning player of the tournament, winning that tournament as well?
Yeah, of course. I think that the thing people don't see is the pivotal moment is probably a couple of weeks before that, when I'm having them thoughts and I've got them goals and I'm heading in that direction. Because if I don't have that mindset of I'm going to win player of the tournament, then I would never do it. So it's that belief in myself, that's the pivotal part in that journey. And then obviously going and doing it is another thing, but the fact that I did just set me up perfectly for the season. And I didn't have many days off, so I come back really fit. I was just ready.
Yeah, it's easy to talk, isn't it? But to actually put it into practice, and as you say there, it just felt like you gave yourself about 3-4 days off and then just came straight back. Yeah,
definitely. It's always something I do. I like to talk things out because I feel like it puts more pressure on me to actually achieve it, which I like. But yeah, the days off, again, that was planned. I knew I was never going to have a holiday. I spoke to a few people at the club about it, and I just felt that I was on a run, so my confidence was high. Why stop and go and sort of enjoy when the biggest challenge was back at the club? And yeah, come back and face the challenge head on.
Just looking ahead to those England games, the first one, of course, Brazil, potentially against Bruno at Wembley. It's not a bad first one to be getting your head around, is it?
No, I honestly think if I could pick any game to play in for England, I mean, it's no guarantee I will play, but if I could pick any game to play, it would be England versus Brazil. I think there's no better game of football. Brazil's national team is obviously so famous, and playing for England just against anyone would mean the world to me, but playing against a top team like that makes it even a bit more special. And against Bruno.
And what will that be like to sort of come up against him? Because obviously you play against him in training, you play with him. What could it be like to come up against him?
Well, hopefully I win. But hopefully I'm not directly against him, because I probably wouldn't be able to get near him. He's a top player, and I know he loves playing for his national team just as I will. So it'd just be a great day. Be a good day for everyone at Newcastle as well. You've got two players at a very high level playing in a very high level game. But yeah, I'm really pleased for him as well.
Before all that, of course, there's an FA Cup quarter-final against Manchester City, just a small matter of that. I guess the fact that you've sort of recovered so well from this injury, you'll be doing everything you can to be involved in that.
Yeah, like I've always said, if I'm not injured, I won't miss games, because if I can play with something, I will play. Like I said, I was really fortunate that there was not much up with my knee, really. It was just a bit of pain. And I was really lucky, so I can't then just sort of miss game because of a sore knee. It's not what I'm about. If I can play, I will play. So from now to the game, I'll do everything I can to be in that position.
And how big a game does that feel like in the context of the season now?
Well, it's massive. I don't think we should shy away from it, because we got the chance to go to FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. Playing at Wembley for this club with this set of fans, like one experience last year was that I couldn't play, but I was there at the stadium. So I want to relive that, and I want to win this time. So it's a one-off game of football against the best team in the world. There's no better occasion for us to go and win.
Obviously, you could make your England debut at Wembley, could be back there again. And for you, is that the aim now, is to make Wembley a regular occurrence for you?
I think if you're playing regularly at Wembley, you're not doing too much wrong. All the big games at Wembley, like the national teams at Wembley, I've never played there so far, so I want to rack as many games up at Wembley as possible.